Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. You know, we've made our way around the world and we've stopped in some fascinating countries and met some incredible people. But there's one place I've just been dying to visit: Finland. Why so excited, you ask? Well, I'd like to let this list of top 10 amazing facts about the country do the talking for us. As always, a trip to a new country wouldn't be complete without subscribing to Top 10 Archive. Want to join us on the next adventure? Be sure to click the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wind up having a good time in Finland, hit that like button and leave us a comment with your favorite part of the trip.
Number 10. The fame of Finland. When it comes to people, the Finnish are an incredible bunch. That can be seen in the many celebrities and notable names that hail from the country, including actor Ville Virtanen, Formula One race car driver Kimi Räikkönen, director Rennie Harlin, former hockey player Teemu, the Finnish Flash Selanne, philosopher Pekka Heminen, and singer-songwriter Aleksi Laiho. You may even recognize composer Jean Sibelius, writer Hella Wuolijoki, screenwriter Aki Kaurismäki, and famed sniper Simo Häyhä. For those of you looking for Finnish YouTube channels, be sure to check out Angry Birds, BUDSIES, and BUDSIES Vlog, and in case you haven't seen their videos already, the Hydraulic Press channel. Number 9. Cuisine of Finland. When you touch down in Finland, you'll probably be hungry. Satisfy your appetite with some local favorites, including karlia janapirkka, a melty pastry filled with an assortment of vegetables, kalakukko, a herring-filled pie, korvpapusti, or Finnish cinnamon buns, or rapu, a freshwater lobster. You'll also want to dine on porankaristis, leipälusto, and grillimakara, a simple fat sausage made for grilling and typically served with mustard and beer. The Finns also dine on reindeer meat and snack on cloudberries, or Nordic berries, which are said to resemble a very tart raspberry. Number 8. Finnish inventions. Finland may seem to keep to itself, but that doesn't mean its people just sit tight and wait for the rest of the world to make progress. On the contrary, the Finnish are known for several notable inventions, including an electric solar sail that's waiting on real-world implementation, the first internet browser with a user interface and IRC chat protocol, the circular lock, the heart rate monitor, safety reflectors, Fiskars scissors, and the Savonius wind turbine. Some of the more exciting inventions to come from Finland include satchel charges and Molotov cocktails. Number 7. Finland's sights and attractions. For much of the world, viewing the northern lights is not something they have the pleasure of doing. For the Finnish, it's a treat they get to enjoy quite frequently. It's said that Lapland is the best place to view this spectacle of lights. Back on the ground, though, you may want to check out Lemmenjoki National Park, Archipelago National Park, the quaint town of Turku, which houses its own historical museum, the year-round Santa Claus Village, the 19th century Helsinki Cathedral, and last but not least, the Sibelius Monument. Number 6. Finnish World Records. Where there are people, there will be world records. For the Finnish, that equates to world records for the largest game of musical statues, the longest marathon playing floorball, and the most people on a single pair of skis. The Finnish were also responsible for breaking the record for loudest scream by a crowd, outdoors, and for you gamers out there, the longest video game marathon on a Halo game, and the largest gathering of people dressed as video game characters. Simo Häyhä, who we mentioned earlier, also holds the title for most kills for a sniper during a major war. Number 5. The most coffee consumption. Think you love coffee? The Finnish may have you beat with their affinity for a good cup of joe. According to a 2015 article in This is Finland, the Finnish are at the top of the list of coffee drinkers in the world. The International Coffee Association reported that, on average, the Finnish consume approximately 12 kilograms of coffee per year. As one local put it in an interview with Independent, Finns love coffee so much because you can't drink alcohol all the time. In comparison, Finns drink about 3 times as much coffee as Americans. Number 4. Finland and sports. Turn on a television in Finland and chances are you'll see some form of coverage on ice hockey or Formula One, but the national sport is pesäpallo. For those unfamiliar, pesäpallo is also known as Finnish baseball and features a bat and ball not too dissimilar to American baseball. A game is divided into 4 innings, each consisting of 2 periods. The rules are very similar to American baseball, where each team takes a turn at bat in an inning, and the batting team has 3 outs to score. In 1952, pesäpallo was a demonstration sport of the Summer Olympics, but the game has been around since the 1920s. Number 3. Top-notch education. Why are Finnish schools so successful? It was a question Smithsonian.com asked, and one that just about every nation should be contemplating, especially the United States. The Finnish continue to remain towards the top of education rankings. At an early age, students aren't force-fed mathematical equations. They're taught how to handle emotional pain and how to interact with one another. Standardized testing is replaced by teacher-specific tests, that is, tests that teachers put together. Students are encouraged to play for 15 minutes after 45 minutes of instruction, which helps keep their minds fresh. For students, homework isn't the most important thing. Since there's a level of trust between teachers, parents, and the schools, there's no urgency to send children home with additional learning materials. Number 2. The least corrupt government? If you're wondering why you don't hear of many scandals coming out of Finland, it's because there aren't many. In terms of political corruption, public opinion is that it's considerably low. The Corruption Perception Index, which was released by Transparency International in 2017, reported that Finland is the 3rd most transparent country, falling just behind Denmark and New Zealand. Though it's dropped 5 points since the 2012 index, it still remains high on the list. For reference, the United States was reported as the 18th least corrupt in 2016 with an overall score of 74. Number 1. Finland's independence. Every December 6th, the Finnish people come together to celebrate the nation's independence, which came about in 1917. Once under Russian rule, the state's declaration of independence came during a time of turmoil for Russia during the First World War. After the Declaration of Independence, however, Finland broke out into a civil war that lasted from January to May of 1918. The Finnish Reds, backed by the Soviet Union, squared off against the Finnish Whites and the German Empire, leading to a Finnish Whites victory. Though Germany was in place to rule over Finland, after its defeat in World War I, the Finnish people were released from any rule and became completely independent.
So, how did you like Finland, Jimsy? You're stuffed with all the freshwater lobster and korvapuusti? Ha, man, I wish I could have gone to Finland. Hey, you know, Jimsy might just look like a plush toy of myself, but he's really so much more. The team and our friends over at BUDSIES.com is aiming to bring smiles to the faces of both children and adults. Simply upload your photo or a drawing that you or a loved one have made, and let the design team at BUDSIES.com do all of the magic. Just take a look at some of these testimonies. If you're interested, we've provided you with a link in the description section so you can head straight to BUDSIES.com to start creating right now. For every order, we'll make a few extra bucks to help keep this channel alive. And believe me, we need a few extra bucks because Jimsy's eating habits are starting to get expensive. They are.